Transforming adversity into opportunity, the revolutionary power of the soft girl era. Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to share with you the life altering wisdom I gleaned from my recent conversation with Kendra Wilks, a visionary whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand resilience, particularly for Black women. Kendra isn't just a thought leader. She's a paradigm shifter whose insights have created ripples of profound change across communities worldwide. Her revolutionary approach to embracing softness as strength has empowered countless women to reclaim parts of themselves they were taught to silence, to find power in vulnerability, and to transform their deepest wounds into their most potent gifts. Have you ever noticed how our culture glorifies the hustle? How we're conditioned to believe that strength means never breaking, never pausing, never showing vulnerability. We're taught to run from pain as if it's the enemy, to avoid discomfort at all costs. But what if, and this is the revolutionary question Kendra posed, what if the very things we're running from are actually the catalyst for our greatest transformations? Imagine for a moment that your hardships aren't punishments. They're not even obstacles, they're portals, doorways, invitations to versions of yourself you couldn't possibly have imagined before the storm hit. This isn't spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. This is the radical truth that sometimes our deepest wounds become our most profound sources of wisdom. I was particularly moved by a story Kendra shared about a woman named Jasmine. After 12 years of dedicated service to a major corporation, 12 years of arriving early, leaving late, saying yes when her soul was screaming no, Jasmine was suddenly laid off. No warning, no graceful transition, just a cardboard box for her belongings and security escorting her to the door. For 3 weeks, Jasmine barely left her bed. The shame was suffocating, the fear paralyzing. Her identity had become so entangled with her corporate title that without it, she felt invisible, worthless, lost. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. One morning, Jasmine woke up and realized something. For years, she'd been dreaming of starting her own consulting business. For years, she'd been filing that dream away in the someday folder. You know the one. The folder where we keep all those things we'll do when the timing is perfect, when we have more money, more confidence, more everything. But perfect timing rarely arrives with fanfare and confetti. Sometimes, often, it arrives disguised as disaster. With her corporate identity stripped away, Jasmine faced a choice: retreat into familiar fear or leap into unknown possibility. She chose to leap. She leveraged her years of expertise, activated her professional network, and launched the consulting business she had always envisioned. Within a year, just 1 year, Jasmine was earning double her previous salary. But the transformation went beyond financial success. She found herself mentoring other women through similar transitions, creating a ripple effect of courage and possibility that extended far beyond her own life. What strikes me most about Jasmine's story isn't just the happy ending, it's the revelation that sometimes what looks like being pushed off a cliff is actually being pushed into flight. Sometimes our greatest gifts come wrapped in our greatest challenges. This is what Kendra calls the power of pivoting, the strategic shift that transforms obstacles into opportunities. It's not about avoiding the storm, but learning to dance in the rain. It's about recognizing that sometimes the universe doesn't take away, it makes space. But pivoting isn't just about career moves or external circumstances. Sometimes the most powerful pivot happens within. Kendra shared another powerful example that resonated deeply with me. It's centered around a group of Black women professionals who found themselves isolated in their respective workplaces. They faced the unique challenges that come with being the only one or the first in predominantly white institutions. The microaggressions, the code switching, the exhaustion of constantly proving their worth. Rather than accepting this isolation as inevitable, these women created something revolutionary: intentional support networks designed specifically for growth and resilience. They established peer led development initiatives where they could be fully seen, heard, and understood without explanation or apology. The transformation was profound. Women who had been carrying the weight of workplace isolation for years suddenly found themselves part of something life giving. They reported feeling less alone, more empowered to make bold career moves, and better equipped to navigate workplace challenges. What began as a response to exclusion became a powerful model for inclusion, one that has inspired similar initiatives nationwide. These women discovered that community isn't just nice to have, it's necessary to thrive, especially for those navigating spaces not designed with them in mind. As Kendra emphasized in our conversation, softness requires support. We weren't meant to carry our burdens alone. We weren't designed to transform in isolation. The journey from surviving to thriving happens in community, in the sacred space of shared understanding. But perhaps the most revolutionary insight from my conversation with Kendra came when we discussed vulnerability, particularly for Black women who have been conditioned to project strength at all costs. She shared the story of Maya, a Black woman executive who completely redefined what leadership looks like. In a corporate culture that equated leadership with stoicism and emotional detachment, Maya dared to bring her full humanity to work. She spoke openly about her challenges. She admitted when she didn't have all the answers. She created space for authentic connection. Initially, this approach was met with skepticism. Vulnerability in leadership, isn't that weakness? But something unexpected happened. Maya's authenticity created a ripple effect throughout the organization. Team members began to share their own challenges rather than suffering in silence. Collaboration improved. Innovation flourished. What looked like weakness turned out to be the ultimate strength. Maya discovered what Kendra calls the power of softness, the understanding that true strength isn't about hardening ourselves against life's challenges, but developing the resilience to remain open despite them. This is particularly revolutionary for Black women who have been conditioned to be strong at all costs, to never show weakness, to never ask for help, to carry the weight of the world without complaint. The message that softness can be a strategy, that vulnerability can be power, isn't just refreshing, it's liberating. As Kendra beautifully articulated, the soft girl era isn't about being weak, it's about being wise enough to know that perpetual hardness breaks us. These stories illuminate three essential truths that emerged from my conversation with Kendra. First, resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's about transforming hardship into growth, pain into purpose, obstacles into opportunities. Second, strategic pivots can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Sometimes the detour becomes the destination, sometimes the unexpected path leads to unexpected gifts. And third, true strength includes softness. It includes vulnerability. It includes the courage to be seen in your full humanity. These insights aren't just nice ideas, they're practical wisdom for navigating a complex world. They're especially vital for those who have been conditioned to be perpetually strong, perpetually capable, perpetually available. So, what does this mean for you? How do you apply these insights to your own life? Kendra offered a powerful challenge that I now extend to you. Identify one area in your life where you can pivot, where you can make a strategic change to improve your situation. It might be in your career, your relationships, your self care practices, or your mindset. Then take one concrete step toward that change within the next week. And just one step, not the whole journey, just the next right move. Maybe it's updating your resume. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's finally saying no to something that drains you, or yes to something that fills you up. Whatever it is, remember that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens one choice at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. And as you take that step, remember to be gentle with yourself. As Kendra emphasized repeatedly in our conversation, self love and patience are essential companions on the journey of transformation. Loving yourself through change, she said, is as important as the change itself. This means giving yourself grace when you stumble. It means celebrating small victories. It means taking time for reflection and rest rather than rushing from one achievement to the next. For Black women, especially, who have often been denied the luxury of softness, who have been expected to be strong for everyone else, this self compassion isn't just nice, it's necessary. It's revolutionary. I want to leave you with this. The world will always demand your strength, it will always ask for more work, more sacrifice, more of you. But your softness, that's yours to reclaim. Your vulnerability, that's your power. Your ability to transform adversity into opportunity, that's your birthright. The question isn't whether you'll face challenges, you will. The question is whether you'll let those challenges harden you or heal you, whether you'll let them diminish you or develop you, whether you'll see them as punishments or as portals to your next evolution. Choose the portal, choose the pivot, choose the transformation that awaits on the other side of what looks like disaster. Because as Kendra Wilks so powerfully reminded us, your greatest setbacks can become your greatest setups, but only if you have the courage to see them that way. Thank you.